everyone, it's Shari Carroll here for SimonsStamp.com with some mini cards using some Tim Holtz label dies. These labels are the thinlits and they come in a whole package and different sizes, different shapes, different edging, all the way down to the little tiny ones. And the package is really great because it can seal and you can open and close it as you need. So I've chosen 3 of the larger sizes just to show you, and I'll be using 2 of them for my mini cards. I've die cut some cardstock and I've used some neutral tones, and I've chosen these 2 labels because they're a little bit bigger and they also have a flat edge where I can use the fold. So I've cut out just several pieces, just cut out 2 pieces of pattern paper and also cut out 2 pieces for your base, and I've cut out with Nina and Desert Storm cardstocks. Another fun set of dies are the mixed media dies, and there are all sorts in this pack. These can be used to add a texture element to your cards, and I'll go ahead and lay out all these different pieces. So you have a lattice type, a honeycomb, and also a circle one. So I have used the harlequin or diamonds on my piece of paper, and when you're using the dies you also want to use like a poke tool to just go ahead and poke through. And when I do this, I kind of lift up one side and then I just push that poke through the open areas, and once I'm done I can go ahead and take out any of the extra pieces, and then I like to turn this over, and if you need to you can go ahead and use your poke tool, but this one really popped out nicely, so now I have a great piece to add to the front of my card. To stick these in place, I'm going to go ahead and use my glue stick and just make sure I get all the edges really good, and now I can go ahead and attach this to the top of my base. By pre-cutting this in the label shape and then doing the texture on top, it makes it really easy to go ahead and glue down onto the front of your base. I'll be adding a torn piece to the top, and I'll choose a different pattern paper, and depending on how you tear it, so I'm using my right hand to tear forward, I'll be getting that really nice white edge, and since that's pre-cut it's really easy to stick on, so again I'll use my glue stick, and I really want to make sure I get around the edges so nothing peels up. So just go ahead and smooth that on, and once you have that all covered with glue, you can go ahead and place it onto the card front. I'll be distressing this just ever so slightly with some frayed burlap, and I have my ink blending tool going around the edges and a little bit onto the front just to give it a little bit more of a distressed look and to kind of tone down the really bright white. Next I'll be adding a score line to the base back of the cards. And so I'm just going to go right to that edge of the rounded area to where it'll sit nice and flat. And this one happens to fit in my scoreboard if I push it all the way to the left. So I'll just go ahead and score each of these pieces. And I've already done my white piece, and this is just the perfect amount to add some adhesive. So when you add your adhesive, what you want to do is just to run it above the score line. And this just fits just perfectly. I can just do a line of the adhesive right at the top. You could also use your tiny attacher and attach those in place, but you'll want to make sure that you line them up perfectly, and once you have those lined up, go ahead and press it down. And I'm just using my table surface here just to get the bottoms to line up, and so I'll go ahead and press those down, and then you can fold back that card and these become self-standing little mini cards. To decorate the front of the card, I have used some of the coordinations, one of the deeper reds, and I've just went ahead and die cut the entire piece using the heartfelt die from Tim Holtz. For my hearts, I've decided to use the Tiles Texture Fades folder, and so all you need to do is to go ahead and put your heart in and then run it through your die cut machine, and you get this really great texture. This allows that coordinations craft center to come out. And on my other one, I've gone ahead and used some of the frayed burlap, and I've just used my blending tool to kind of give that a little bit more brown. I've used the Tim Holtz Daisy Punch, and I've punched out some flowers from some book text, and I've used 2 sheets at a time. And I'll just be gluing these onto the front. They'll be kind of fun. You can wrinkle them up by just crunching them together, and then I'll be adhering those on. I've also used the Laurel punch, and this gave me some really fine detail leaves, and I've punched those out of some Coordinations cardstock. To glue everything down, I'm using my multi-medium, and I'm just adding a few drops into the center just to hold those leaves down, and I'll go ahead and kind of dry fit and then add some more to put the other set of leaves down. And then I'll do the same to glue my flowers in place. I'll be adding some gumdrop gems to the center of my flowers, and I want to quickly color those. So I've chosen teak wood alcohol ink, and I only need a couple drops, so I'll show you how quickly this goes. So that was 1 drop and 2 drops, and if you need to fill in any of the areas, just go ahead and do that. So it goes really quickly, and as you can see, it looks darker than the one on the right. And to remedy that, I just have a paper towel, and all I need to do is just blot it up, and it dries so quickly that it's ready to put onto my cards. And to glue these down, I'll be using my multi-matte medium once again, going ahead and adding a drop or two into the center, and then I can go ahead and just place my gems right on top. To finish these off, I have added some twine to the top, and also I've added a heart charm with a jump ring. And I love these heart charms and how they work. So you get the frame part, then you also get a little sticker that you can put into the center. And they also come with a really clear epoxy finish that you can put on the top. So you just peel that off the carrier sheet and place that right on top of the sticker of your charm. Here's a close-up look of my mini Valentine's tag card, and you could definitely use these to put onto a card front as an embellishment piece or as a tag on a gift. I hope I've given you some inspiration on how to use some of the Tim Holtz dyes and texture fades for mini cards, and as always, thanks for watching.